What is up, everybody? It is the one and only Brotherhood Healing, and today we are going to be talking about jealousy, how we all have it, and how to overcome it. And so this is going to be about how we all, like I said, have jealousy. And first, I want to start off by saying that jealousy is emotion that we all possess, and it's okay. The problem comes in when we lack the self-reflection to understand why we have the jealousy and what we can do to overcome it. And today's video is going to be telling you about how I overcame it, at least. Like I said, we are all different and we all have our own complex situations. So my take is going to be on a personal view on how I overcame my jealousy. So a time that I was really jealous was, I would say maybe like a couple years back. I remember I had a lot of friends and such, and we would always hang out. They were mainly, like I said, I think I talked about it in some previous videos, but like I said, some of my friends, they were like the popular kids. I was really like the popular loner in a sense. Everyone knew me, but no one knew of me. And I would say that I really wasn't jealous in the aspect of them having so much friends. I was sort of jealous in the aspect of the potential that they had to do great things, but just wasted it in a sense, if that makes sense. So, like I said, another thing too is that another time that I was super jealous is like maybe not even less than a year ago. Like I said, I had so many friends that had their own businesses, and they were either they had their own business or they had a business that they were getting ready to inherit down from their family. And so seeing that, it almost rattled me. And the reason why any of these things sort of got to me or made me jealous is because I understood that I had the potential to do the same things as they did, but I just wasn't, or I felt as though I wasn't presented with the same opportunities. And then that's when I had to sort of step back and realize that the reason why I was not presented with those opportunities is because, one, I'm not them, and two, I'm limiting the potential that I have for myself. So whenever you're looking at someone else's goals and dreams and desires and such, that is ultimately taking away from all the great things that you are capable of doing. That's taken away from the abilities that you possess. You know what I mean? So, like I said, for example, you're focusing on someone who's got a successful business in plumbing, but you're not a plumber. So you have to realize that you all have different circumstances, positions, you have different skills. So you can't be jealous of someone because you don't know. Because it's like success is like the iceberg, because there's the top of the iceberg, that you see, like I said, it's the success, this, that, and the third. But then you have the bottom of the iceberg. And then that's where all the failures are, the sleepless nights, the constant struggle of, am I going to make it? The contemplation of things that should not be contemplated on. You have that bottom iceberg. So you don't know the struggles behind the top of that iceberg. And that is sort of something that sort of, like I said, sort of limited how jealous I got of someone, because like I said, I don't know the full history behind how they received what it is that they received. See, I think that jealousy is nothing more than, like I said, just blocked desire. And it differs from envy and insecurity in the fact that jealousy or envy is just wanting something that someone else has. But with insecurity, it's about low self-esteem. I think jealousy is more so the relationship, or it's the byproduct of those two things, envy and insecurity. So envy plus insecurity equals jealousy. And so, like I said, you have to work on both of those things. Like all of these things, I don't think that they really differ. They're all one and the same in the fact that they are emotional states that, like I said, we all possess, but there's something that can easily be avoided by putting in the work. And I feel as though, like I said, that's something that kept me away from being super jealous of like the friends or the people that I hung around. It's not because I understood that the way that they got to where they are now is through a lot of hard work. And like I said, once you start putting in the work to get towards your goals, your dreams, your desires, it really limits the time that you have to be jealous of someone. So like I said, if you're jealous or you're wallowing in that jealousy, it's because you're not doing enough. You got to do more. You have to do so much, put so much work into your dreams that you forgot why you was even jealous of them in the first place. So, like I said, I feel as though with jealousy, as far as like its impact on my relationship and career, I feel as though it doesn't really hold much weight. Because like I said, I've always been the type of person who was about action. I was like, words can be words, but at the end of the day, it's all about action. That's why I've never been the one to brag or boast. Even when I was doing sports, I remember like my whole football team and such, they would go back and forth with people on social media, but I'm just like, that's not even my whole thing. You know what I mean? I feel as though, like I said, if you got time to talk, you got time to put in more work. So that way, when the time comes to see them, you can show them who was really putting in work and people who were just having Twitter fingers. So, like I said, I've always, I could say that me personally, I've always had that drive of doing. Like I've always been the type of person to get shit done, no matter the circumstance. So, and in this day and age, like I said, just trying to having people sort of compare you to others and such can create real bad jealousy. And something that sort of kept me grounded like I said, to stay too much out of jealousy is sort of realizing that at the end of the day, we are all human. We are all complex beings. No matter how much we want to simplify our experiences, we are all complex. Like to this day, there's still studies being done on the human psyche. So, like I said, there's still things that we do not know. Like the mind is a mystery still to this day. So you have to realize like every experience that someone has, it's always going to be different than yours. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all have similar struggles and people have similar stories. But at the end of the day, how you get to where you want to be, it's always going to be different. You're always going to have to take a different route. And that's okay, because then you get to become the pioneer. And you may come in last, because it's like how the Bible says, the last will be first and the first will be last. Like I said, just because you're first in something don't mean that you're always going to remain first. You'll be the pioneer, but you won't always be the top of the tier, because there's always room for improvement. So like I said, the best things to do when trying to overcome jealousy is, for one, to perform self-introspection. Look inside of yourself and realize, okay, what am I doing to understand why I'm feeling jealous? What is it? Like I said, sometimes people just constantly do things and they like to stay ignorant to themselves. Most of the time you could tell when someone is being ignorant to the fact that they're jealous is that we as humans will tend to do things like overeat. We'll constantly scroll through social media. Will overdrink. Like if you're an alcoholic, like you're avoiding or being ignorant to the fact that you have something going on inside of you, or you have trauma or hurt that you're not willing to face. So you have to sit alone in silence and reflect. And I understand that it can be hard and it can feel like your heart's gonna explode out of your chest. But you have to use the power of your mind. Like I said, if your mind has that much power to create a horrible situation, what makes you think that your mind cannot create a situation that is going to be of your utmost benefit? What makes you think that your mind can't have the capability of making you feel better? Ask your mind, you have all this power to make me feel bad. How are you going to make me feel good? And then, like I said, make you feel good without the necessity of like bad substances or illegal substances. You know what I mean? Just like I said, let's keep it very concise and specific. Like I said, you have to ask your mind very specific questions, because that's how you attain your goals and you get closer and closer to a tangible answer. And like I said, sometimes when your mind's not able to go that far, that's when you do the research. Figure out the good questions to ask or the good questions to research. And then I'm pretty sure that there is scientific answers on anything that you're looking for. So, like I said, with me and my relationship with jealousy, like I said, I've always believed that it is a powerful, positive influence on you doing the things that it is that you're wanting to do. So, like I said, jealousy is nothing more than blocked desire. So I know that my mind is blocking me from achieving what it is that I want, or I see it as though someone already has it. So why am I chasing after it? And it's just like, you tell yourself, well, usually, like I said, just talking about myself, I tell myself all the time that we are different. And just because someone's doing something doesn't mean I can't do it as well. Because like I said, we are different at the end of the day. And we all have something different that we can offer. We all have something a little bit special we can offer to a similar topic. Like I said, there's multiple perspectives. Like I think about it as we can all, like we could get 1,000 people in one room and you can create million, and we could all look at one picture and I guarantee there will be millions of different interpretations. But like I said, they'll have their similarities, but there will be differences. So like I said, just because something that you're wanting to do or want or desire is the same doesn't mean that you can't put your own spin on it. So I think, like I said, jealousy is a very good thing to have, but you need to have self-reflection and action behind it. That's the only way that it is ever going to change. And the best way to communicate those feelings of jealousy is to not communicate the feelings of jealousy, or actually embrace it. Actually be like, tell your friends, be like, yo, like, dude, I'm mad jealous right now. I'm jealous because you able to do this and you're able to do that. Like, how do you do this? And like I said, sometimes they'll give you a straightforward answer, or sometimes they'll give you a bullshit answer. Can't control that. It's their answer at the end of the day. But like I said, you can now have an idea of how they got to where they are. Or like I said, you can have a better idea. Like I said, if they're wanting to tell you the truth, you'll have a better understanding. If they're just wanting to tell you bullshit, then you probably won't have the best answer. And like I said, that's okay, because at the end of the day, we have the internet, and you can ask the internet these questions for yourself. So I think this concludes today's video. Like I said, if you like what I've been saying so far, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.